So Simon, can you tell me what the word rewilding means to you, or what the sense of rewilding is?
To me, rewilding is very simply making a place or a person or an animal more wild, but then that does beg the question of what do you mean by wild? I need to say that we don't actually use the word to describe this project because we find it unhelpful. It's got a lot of emotive sense around it, a lot of misunderstandings, and it's poorly defined as well. So if you use the word, you have to explain what you're doing anyway, so we just miss out that step and just tell people what we're doing, which is habitat and species restoration.
In this project, have you found, when you've got your volunteers here with you, do you find that it opens up conversations that weren't there before?
Yes, it depends. Some people just want to come and do the work, you know, and they like being outside in nature and doing something useful, and feel there's quite universally a sense of wanting to do something to make the planet a better place, you know, and reverse all the damage that's been done and be part of the solution, you know. That's the theme. And then some people really want to start talking about, you know, again, they bring up the word rewilding. We have that conversation about what does it mean, and well, you know, this is what we're doing. You can call it rewilding if you want, but we don't.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And I was just wondering, what brought you to the idea of this project with the replanting of the trees and the method you're using here?
Okay, I think the main thing for us is scale.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen like small nature reserves. It's now demonstrated with all the data, it's not working at protecting species from going extinct, disappearing. So we need larger areas. We need the general countryside to be managed more favourably for wildlife. But some areas, this is the thinking, some areas could be taken out of productive use, which is the case in nearly every other country in the world. If you look at what a national park is in America or France or Vietnam, you know, they're non-productive areas. They're there for nature and recreation.
Yeah.
You know, so we think that's really doesn't exist here in the UK. So let's do a bit of that. Basically, those are the inspirations for
Perfect.
it. Yeah.
Perfect. So could you explain to us a little bit about the project and what it is you do?
Well, I'm the education specialist here, and my remit is to work with schools, primary schools and secondary schools. With the primary schools, we like to start with them when they're about year 3, so we'll follow through year 3, 4 and 5, or 4, 5 and 6, that sort of age group. They learn all about habitats, then they come up onto, that's in school with them, and then they come up here and we have different day events that happen, plus small projects back in school, and it's like a rolling programme then that follows them for 3 years.
That you personally have learned from doing it that has shocked you in a good way?
Sometimes I've been quite shocked by, in a kind of a sad way. There was an activity I did with children where they had cards. It was all about trees and the different benefits that trees give us. And they had to arrange these cards in order, top to bottom, of what they thought were the most important benefits that trees can give us. And one of the cards, there's no right or wrong answer, you know, it's just your own personal opinion, and they would all kind of discuss this whilst working on it. And there was one card which said, being outdoors and being in trees is really important for relaxation and having fun. And a child, I could hear great heated debate going on in a particular group, so I went over to see, and there was this one child who was about 8 years old, and he said, well, I want this down at the bottom. And I said, oh, well, could you explain to me why you feel really strongly that card needs to go at the bottom? And he said, well, it says about having fun in nature, but how can we have fun in nature when the world is dying?